This video is an overview of the Beery VMI developmental test of visual motor integration, the 6th edition, also known as the Beery VMI. The objectives of this video will be to discuss what the Beery VMI is, what is visual motor integration, also known as VMI, the layout of the Beery VMI, and important points to note. So what is the Beery VMI? It's a tool used to assess visual motor skills in children and adults that can lead to learning, neuropsychological and behavioural problems. It was first published in 1976 and has been standardised 6 times. The latest edition is the 6th edition, which was published in 2010. It can be administered individually or in a group and takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes. So what is visual motor integration, or VMI? It's the ability to interpret visual information and respond with a motor action. If visually presented information is not perceived correctly, the muscles will get the incorrect messages, resulting in inappropriate motor responses. VMI is strongly related to academic performance, handwriting, reading, and mathematics. VMI skills are a crucial aspect of a child's development. The Beery VMI assessment presents drawings of geometric forms that the individual is asked to copy. The geometric forms increase with difficulty as the assessment progresses. There are 3 forms. There is the full form, which is for all age ranges. If you are testing on those aged 19 and above, items 1 to 6 can be omitted. There is a short form, which is used for those aged 2 to 7. And there's also an adult form. And this is from the 5th edition and is currently being phased out. There are 2 supplemental tests, the visual perceptual test and the motor coordination test. These are optional tests and can be administered after the short or full format tests, if there is further need for testing. So why administer the Beery VMI? It is intended to identify individuals who may be encountering difficulties with visual motor integration. It can be used to make appropriate referrals for needed services, to test the effectiveness of educational and other interventions, or to conduct research. So who can administer the Beery VMI? Those with a master's degree in occupational therapy, psychology, or other related fields can administer it. Occupational therapists with a bachelor's degree can also administer the Beery VMI. There are a few important points to note on the Beery VMI. Firstly, the use of geometric shapes deems it a very culturally fair assessment. However, the authors do not provide a lot of evidence for how these shapes measure VMI skills. There is also some controversy around the use of the Beery VMI as an outcome measure. The results of a 2015 study in the American Journal of Occupational Therapy suggest that the VMI is not an appropriate outcome measure for handwriting interventions, as it may not detect changes in handwriting related to occupational therapy intervention. Of course, this does not mean it cannot be used for handwriting outcomes, but it's important to be aware of the evidence for doing so. VMI is linked to academic performance, intelligence and reading, and is therefore important to measure. However, the authors have not provided evidence that the Beery VMI predicts these outcomes. It is therefore important that other appropriate assessment tools are used when measuring these skills. Furthermore, the norming procedures have also been critiqued. Overall, there were rigorous norming procedures carried out. However, the sample sizes for the different age groups were relatively small, at 50 per age group, which makes it difficult to generalize the findings. Despite the critiques, it is an economical and quick assessment and can be administered in 10 to 15 minutes. The authors do note that subjectivity is allowed, as other factors can impact on performance of the test. For example, attention, fatigue, gross motor difficulties, visual acuity, as well as other factors. Overall, it's a nice, convenient and cost-effective assessment. It allows for subjectivity, so clinical observation and reasoning should be practiced with this assessment. The Beery VMI can be used in conjunction with other standardised assessment tools to gain a better understanding of the individual and their occupational profile. Thank you for watching.